Mother's Day in 2021 should have been a day of love and celebration, but for the residents of St. Johns County, Florida, it became a day they would never forget. The sudden disappearance of 13-year-old Tristyn Bailey sparked immediate concern across the community. No one could have imagined the horror that was about to unfold. Only hours after she was reported missing, Tristyn was discovered brutally murdered, stabbed 114 times in an act of shocking violence. The investigation moved quickly, and authorities soon arrested 14-year-old Aiden Fucci, a fellow student. Surveillance footage and DNA evidence placed him at the scene, and he later pleaded guilty to first-degree murder, receiving a life sentence without the possibility of parole. The case gained national attention, raising difficult questions about youth violence and the justice system. Yet amidst the grief, Tristyn's memory continues to be honored by her family, friends, and community through heartfelt tributes and ongoing advocacy. Tristyn Bailey was a bright and energetic teenager, the youngest of 5 siblings, and a beloved cheerleader at Patriot Oaks Academy. She was admired for her kindness, enthusiasm, and determination, inspiring her teammates and bringing joy to everyone who knew her. Her tragic death left an immeasurable void, but her legacy lives on through the Tristyn Bailey Strong movement, vigils, and the countless lives she touched. On the 9th of May 2021, what began as a typical Mother's Day morning turned into every family's worst nightmare. Tristyn's disappearance and the tragedy that followed remain a chilling reminder of how darkness can emerge unexpectedly, but also of the strength and love that carry her memory forward. Worried and desperate, Tristyn Bailey's family reported her disappearance to the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. Law enforcement and volunteers quickly launched an extensive search effort, distributing flyers and spreading awareness through social media. The close-knit community rallied together, holding on to hope that Tristyn would be found safe. As news of her disappearance spread, many prayed for a positive outcome. But just hours later, the search took a devastating turn. A local resident discovered a body in a wooded area near a retention pond. Authorities soon confirmed the heartbreaking news: it was Tristyn. The discovery sent shockwaves through the community, turning a hopeful search into an unimaginable tragedy. Her body was found near the Durbin Crossing neighborhood, partially concealed beneath leaves and debris, as if someone had tried to hide it. Investigators revealed that Tristyn had been brutally attacked, suffering 114 stab wounds. Even seasoned detectives were shaken by the sheer brutality of the crime. Among those wounds, at least 49 were defensive, showing that Tristyn had fought desperately for her life. Not long after her body was found, law enforcement focused on a suspect, 14-year-old Aiden Fucci, one of Tristyn's schoolmates. Surveillance footage showed the two walking together in the early hours of May 9. Later, Fucci was captured on camera running back toward his home alone. On the 10th of May 2021, authorities arrested him. Initially charged with second-degree murder, the charge was later upgraded to first-degree murder due to the premeditated nature of the attack. The evidence against Fucci was overwhelming. Surveillance footage captured Tristyn's final moments alive as she walked with him toward the wooded area where she would later be found. DNA evidence linked Fucci directly to the crime, with bloodstains on his clothing and shoes matching Tristyn's DNA. Witnesses also revealed disturbing details. Fucci had previously expressed a fascination with violence, talking about wanting to kill someone and take them into the woods, a chilling foreshadowing of what was to come. Adding to the horror, after his arrest, Fucci posted a Snapchat selfie from the back of a police car with the caption, "Hey guys, has anybody seen Tristyn lately?" The post outraged the community, highlighting his shocking lack of remorse. Fucci's case moved quickly through the legal system. Though he was initially charged as a juvenile, prosecutors decided to try him as an adult due to the severity of his crime. He first pleaded not guilty, but on the 6th of February 2023, just before his trial was set to begin, he changed his plea to guilty. This spared Tristyn's family the agony of a lengthy trial, but did nothing to lessen the gravity of his actions. During sentencing, prosecutors presented emotional testimonies from Tristyn's loved ones, each one describing the unbearable grief and lasting pain caused by her loss.
It was 1 hour and 42 minutes between when my sister was last seen and when Aiden Fucci was next seen, running out of the woods holding his shoes because his feet hurt. It's funny that such a simple statement can bring such anger. Aiden Fucci could show compassion for his sore feet, yet had nothing to leave for my beautiful sister. The number of questions I have for Aiden Fucci surrounding that night plague my mind. Did she see you coming at her with the knife? Or did you stab her while she wasn't paying attention? Did she scream out for help? Or was she paralyzed with agony? Did she cry for my mother? Did she beg you to stop?
Since I went to wake up Tristyn on Mother's Day and found her room empty. The day we lost Tristyn, I began running mentally and emotionally to try to cope and survive. Anytime I slow down, every detail of that day, this court process, and the memories of Tristyn flood my mind and threaten to cripple me. So mentally, I put this all into a box and I run from it. I will run to school, to work, to friends, and at times I ran to alcohol. I was desperate for anything that would numb and convince me that this is not real life, rather a sick and cruel nightmare I can't seem to wake up from.
The courtroom was filled with sorrow as family and friends recounted the devastating impact of Tristyn's death, a tragedy that continues to haunt the community. On the 24th of March 2023, Judge R. Lee Smith sentenced Aiden Fucci to life in prison without the possibility of parole for the brutal murder of 13-year-old Tristyn Bailey. In his ruling, the judge described the crime as especially heinous, atrocious, and cruel, underscoring the extreme level of violence Fucci inflicted. Tristyn was stabbed 114 times, a horrifying act that devastated her loved ones and shook the entire community. Because Fucci was only 14 at the time of the murder, he was not eligible for the death penalty. However, under Florida law, juveniles sentenced to life are entitled to a review after 25 years. This means Fucci will have his sentence reviewed in 2048, though there is no guarantee he will ever be released. The sentencing brought some closure to Tristyn's family, but the pain of their loss remains immeasurable.
I would submit that this case is probably the most difficult and shocking case that this county in St. Johns County has dealt with. In the 20 years that I have been, or 16 years that I have been practicing law, and
her parents and siblings spoke in court about the deep void her absence has left in their lives. The case also reignited discussions about juvenile crime and whether minors who commit such brutal acts should ever be considered for release. While justice was served, Tristyn's tragic story continues to resonate as a heartbreaking reminder of the devastating consequences of senseless violence. The loss of Tristyn Bailey left her parents, Forrest and Stacy Bailey, in unimaginable grief. Their vibrant and loving daughter was taken in the most brutal way, forever changing their world. In the days following her murder, the family struggled to comprehend the cruelty of the crime. A local attorney remarked that this case was likely the most difficult and shocking that St. Johns County had ever faced in decades of legal practice. Despite their devastation, the Baileys have remained strong and united. They leaned on each other, their 4 remaining children, and the overwhelming support of their community. Through this strength, they found solace in the Tristyn Bailey Strong movement, which became a powerful symbol of resilience, remembrance, and love. Though time moves forward, the pain of losing Tristyn remains. Her parents continue to share her story, determined that her legacy of kindness, determination, and love will never be forgotten. In the aftermath of the heartbreaking discovery of 13-year-old Tristyn Bailey's murder, the residents of St. Johns County, Florida, responded with an overwhelming outpouring of love and support. Grief-stricken and in shock, the community came together, organizing emotional vigils to honor the life of a young girl taken far too soon. The first vigil, held shortly after her body was found, drew hundreds of people, family, friends, classmates, and even complete strangers united in sorrow and remembrance. As candles flickered against the night sky and prayers were spoken aloud, those gathered reflected on Tristyn's vibrant personality, her passion for cheerleading, and the kindness she showed to everyone around her. In the weeks and months that followed, more vigils were held. Each gathering became a powerful testament to the lasting impact Tristyn had on her community. People shared heartfelt stories, leaned on one another for comfort, and promised to keep her spirit alive. What began as moments of mourning grew into something greater, a symbol of unity, resilience, and love in the face of tragedy.